Hey everyone, Big Pauly back for a brand new movie review. Yes, back to review the sequel to the 1980s comedy classic, Coming to America. That's right, the new film is called Coming to America. So let's review the film. Okay, so this film is one of my all-time favourite movies of the 80s. Absolutely classic, absolutely adore it. Saw it again the other day. So funny, belly laughs. The characters are fantastic, especially the old-timers in the barber shop. And everything just comes together brilliantly. Now, when I first heard they were doing a Coming to America sequel, I was excited. I was even more excited when I found out they were bringing all of these characters, pretty much nearly all of them, back from the original film. And various screenshots started to appear from here, you know, magazine to magazine, online. Magazines? Who reads magazines these days? Yes, online. And I was getting more and more excited. And then, of course, we had everything with the pandemic and the film got delayed. And then the news that Amazon had bought the film and were going to stream it on Amazon Prime. And I was so excited. So, did the film live up to my expectations? Sort of. Yeah. There were a few things in this film that, because of the time difference and culture difference of 30 years, things that were done in the original film can't really be done in the new film. And we lose out on what could potentially be some really great comedy. As I say, most of the cast are back. Eddie Murphy, Arsenio Hall, loads of cast members, even from McDowell's, even the blonde or ginger burger bloke. I can't remember his name. Louis Anderson or something like that. Most of the cast are back for this film, including Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall. They are really good in the film. Prince Akeem has now become King Akeem after the passing of his father. And Zamunda faces a possible war with a neighbouring country, led by General Izzy, played brilliantly in this film by Wesley Snipes. And he was the one great thing about this film. Because of history and tradition, Zamunda needs to be ruled by a male heir. And unfortunately, King only has 3 daughters. Sounds a bit sexist, doesn't it? And Akeem learns that he's actually got a bastard son in New York. With some very clever trickery CGI, they show a few scenes back from the original film when Akeem and Semi were going out looking for the bride. There's a bit of CGI de-aging, which looks brilliant for Arsenio Hall. Not quite there with Eddie Murphy, but I loved how they incorporated that to explain where's this son come from. So the main story of the film, travel to America, get this son, bring him back to Zamunda, train him up to be the new Prince of Zamunda. Now the new cast is not too bad. We have Tracy Morgan playing the bastard son's uncle. Leslie, I forgot her name. Leslie from the female Ghostbusters. I try to forget anything that she's in. She plays his mum. She's the one annoying aspect of the film. She really was annoying in the film. And that's basically the story. So the film has a few bits set in Queens, in New York, but mainly the film is set in Zamunda. We get to see life at the palace, daily lives with the family and the daughters. It's just kind of a family. Do you know what it actually reminded me of? It kind of reminded me of a royal version of the Prince of Bel-Air. Yeah, as for the comedy, I found myself giggling at a few bits, mainly Arsenio Hall, you know, the sweat from a baboon's balls kind of dialogue. The barbershop scenes were very funny, not as funny as the original barbershop scenes. Sexual chocolate, which was good, as usual. But mainly the comedy fell a bit flat. And one thing that helped make the original film so good was the occasional F-bomb thrown in. And it worked really well. F you, F you, F you. Who's next? In the barbershop. Even when they were at the beauty pageant and they were passing the tray across, and all you hear is, I thought it was a trash. And then you hear, you talk, motherfucker. It was so good because it was just thrown in there, and they're the bits that I laughed at. And with the absence of the F-bomb, it kind of left it a bit flat. There were still a few insults thrown in, but they were just moderately funny. So the performances were good from the main cast. Arsenio Hall, as I say, and Eddie Murphy and Sherry, whatever her name is, the wife. But yeah, it kind of left me a bit disappointed, because I was painting this out to be an absolute classic. I was painting this out that this film is going to be as good as the original. How can it not be, with all of this cast coming back, being an Eddie Murphy comedy? But it kind of felt like a film out of time. Like, we didn't need it. We really didn't need it. Maybe 20 years ago it would have worked much better, but no, it wasn't really necessary to have the film. It's nice to watch. I like the dialogue. It just didn't hit the mark for me, unfortunately. Now, the film was on Amazon Prime. The picture quality was really good, being in 4K, bright colours, beautiful colours. The sound was good. The only problem is the entire film, the dialogue was out of sync. So it ended up being one of those weird Japanese martial arts films. So unfortunately, yeah, it was a bit distracting because of the out of sync audio. But other than that, it was just okay. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give Coming to America 6.5 out of 10. Yeah, I never thought I'd do that. It was okay. It was an entertaining watch. It just wasn't the sequel that I was expecting. And a few of the marks just didn't hit it for me. But it was a good attempt, but all in all, 30 years later, did we really need it? So I hope you enjoyed my review of Coming to America. What did you think of it? Like the video by giving it some thumbs up, of course. Stick down in the comments what you thought of the film. Did it hit the mark for you? Was it as good as the original? What was it let down by? And do you miss the F-bombs? So I hope you enjoyed the review. See you on the next one.